Aloha, greetings. Greetings, everyone. It's Chris here. Have a nice view of the running waters. Good sound. These good sound sounds. And awareness to help balance these energies, these energetic frequencies we're harnessing. This is a real magical age to be in. You can see our perceptions are rapidly switching back to the natural perception that's held in reality. Many selves are still working towards this perception. So right now those who are aware are shining very brightly shining, like a magical sparkly sensation all around their aura. So when you're walking around, there's a clear sense that the beings who are aware know and have this awareness in their biological computers. So it's all reprogrammed. They've reprogrammed their biological computers with their consciousness. Out in public, we'd be walking around, and so you're gonna get some looks, maybe because these other selves are looking to see this realness that we're bringing. We're bringing this realness to the table. And I wouldn't say public. I'd say when you're walking around in your natural habitat, where you actively are expressing yourselves. If there are selves around you that aren't aware of this this energy, this vibrational shift, they're going to be looking at you because you're going to be looking more authentic, more within than they are. They're more, I would say, these unaware selves are more still focused on what's been programmed to be focused on. And while we're now focusing on what we've come to realize with our own sense making, with our own realizations from our observations and our natural intuition, our pulling in, our gathering feelings, we have already adjusted to this, and now holding this vibrational rate that we've adjusted to, these frequencies we've adjusted to, walking around near the old hat selves who are unaware. They now look at us in the sense that, like something's odd about this, but it's not odd. It's that word, nah. It's not like that. It's more. It's realness. It's them seeing themselves, seeing the version they'd like to be, and going, how come I'm not already like that? Or how come I haven't thought about it like that? They're having like these sudden downloads they're receiving, that they're now getting they're receiving more heightened awareness to now travel down these new uncarved thought patterns. They're carving them out now, and as they carve them out, they're seeing more details, observations of our qualities, the aware selves, and they're having a way with themselves, a little conversation up here or in here, wherever they're having that conversation. They're getting little quick downloads from seeing us be authentic in our natural, authentic way. So that's one of the things you will be noticing as you pick up more of this energy. As more of this energy comes into your field of awareness, your reality field, you're gonna. And so don't feel like you have to explain anything. And if you do have an opportunity to explain something, I would suggest maybe putting it in a light metaphorical statement, not getting so into details. It's what this, it's this, the reason. If you have made observations and put together some dot connections, that's awesome. I honor you. However, when you're in the moment, conveying the stuff to other selves, it gets a little like intense, because it's like every word now is going to depict how this conversation flows, and the way you say the word is going to depict how they receive the way you receive. So like, just simple, less is more. Just get it out there. Don't continue rambling on. Less is more. So that's good. If someone does ask you a question about maybe anything that like on a regular, on like a natural basis, you wouldn't even contemplate feeling like someone would have to get an explanation from you in the way you're naturally doing your reality, the natural way you're existing within your field of attention, that your consciousness is experiencing. And someone may see you and say, "Oh, well, why did they, like," and that doesn't compute to me. I'm so used to people doing it in this programmed way, and I'm so used to people looking downward and not looking in the sky and not playing around in the grass. And what, people climb trees? What? Give me an explanation of why you're climbing that tree. Like you may not even have contemplated having someone had needed to ask you why you're climbing a tree. You just climbing a tree. You say, "Oh, hey, that tree looks really nice. I feel like I'm going to go climb that right now." Just spontaneous go. Maybe to some other unaware self who's not really familiar with how they are as a being would have already come to that conclusion. And so now they're looking and getting all perplexed. Because they'd be remembering how others may have thought when they were all in that program state, thinking about how others think about how they are looking to express themselves, so then detouring from expressing themselves in that original thought form that they had generated, due to the hallucinations that they were receiving through their programmed mind, and then not taking that thought pattern because of those hallucinations they thought others would have thought if they took that thought pattern, have fun, express themselves freely like they really initially felt from their heart, chose that they would have liked to do. So don't get carried away with giving explanations out. Like I said, if you have an opportunity, just say, "Yeah, I'm freely doing what's natural in my eyes." All right, go live your life. All right, did your whole life just stop because you saw someone living their life more freely than you? Right, so that's that. Also, really, it comes down to imagination. It all comes down to imagination, guys. When you get down to the nitty-gritty of how realities and everything flows, it's all imagination. Seeing it. They have movies showing us the things we're naturally already accustomed to doing, like imagining. If you're now watching a movie, you're not imagining anymore. You're having it fed through. It's being imagined for you. Therefore, it takes away your practice skills of imagining. It dulls them down to where now when you do want to imagine, you don't really feel like you're really accustomed to imagining any longer, because you've been fed all these imaginations through movies and all this these like TV shows and all what have you. This stuff is bogging down your natural way of imagining. So, for instance, like manifesting, right? How to manifest? Easy. See it. That's it. You see it. You know what it looks like. You say, okay, you want to imagine Winnie the Pooh right now. Spontaneous, right? You want to imagine Winnie the Pooh. You know what Winnie the Pooh looks like. He's got a little red thing, a little shirt. He's brown. He's like a friendly bear. You have this image in your head. Now you just simply project that image into your field. This, when you get down to it, this is all just a painting. This is all energy. This is colors on a reality canvas, and you're in the canvas, and you have the ability to add to the canvas with your imagination. And they went and fed you all this imaginal stuff on the programming gadget now, so you're not able to do it yourself. But we are able to do it yourself. You could always do it. You just have to believe. Remember that you have the imagination. Don't let these programs say this is all there is. TV and movies. I have to look forward to a movie every month because I can't imagine my own, because they have it set up to where imagination was only good when I was 8 years old. So you just got to reconnect to your 7-year-old self and say, okay, what would reality have been like had I gone and continued imagining all the way till my 30 years old age. When you get to that point, that's how your reality would have been so much differently had you not been stopped in your creating process when you were 7 years old, 5 years old. You would have gone and done this. Eventually, you would have had all this imagination around you the whole entire life you're living. Your imagination friends that you started, they would have got more. They would have got more concrete. You would have their waveforms, their vibrations, the frequencies you gave them would have came alive more and more as you kept with the thought patterns that went and created them in the first place. Instead of having people say, "Oh, imagination friends, you need to stop that. Nah, that's not healthy. You need to get with the program, right? Yeah, you need to." And I say, nah. No one's telling me to get with the program. I program my own reality. And that's what it is. You want to... We'll take a second here. It's getting a little rainy right now. Wiping off my computer. My CPU. But to re-add to that thought... It's very necessary to remove all patterns of thought that were given to you, and clean your slate and reprogram your slate with thought patterns that you would like to have come up in your awareness, not have them already be there for your awareness. Then say, what is this even here? Why am I listening to this thought pattern? Like, who even put this in my awareness? Oh, that's right. When I was 12 years old, and they used it like that because her father and their father and 5,000 years of their fathers, and now they're telling it to me, and now, nah, so cut that one right there, and then say, okay, I'd like to hear this though. Instead, I'm gonna program this by saying it to myself now and making it in my intention to stop hearing this one and to now hear this one when this happens in my surroundings, in any given occasional circumstance, anything like that were to pop up, any situation. I would like this to be the one I listen to when that comes, like the channel. Switch the channel. Switch the radio station. Okay, it's been playing this every time this happens in my life. Okay, I want to remove that. Now put this one in. Have this play instead of having the old nitty-gritty, non-useful, old hat, garbage thought patterns. You don't want any of that. Now you want your own unique, authentic pattern. This is what will give you all your uniqueness. Because this will then generate this thought pattern, and then you'll go on to create these patterns. They're all different from other people because you created that thought pattern. No one else created that thought pattern. You did it with your own personality twist to it as well. You put your own little twist on it. No one else is going to put that twist on it because you're your own unique personality. And so now that's going to help generate these thought patterns. And so wherein before everyone was generating the same thought patterns because we all were doing it the same way, programmed. So as you start to deprogram these ways and start emitting your own thought patterns, but then emit your own frequencies, they start to break free from the trained way of being. So that's helpful, very helpful. You want to, for example, you hear words all the time. You hear words all the days. Any day you hear a word, you'll hear that word, and it'll make you feel like this, and it'll make you think to this. Well, you go and say, okay, that word triggered all of these thought patterns. So I'm going to now put my own little spaz on it, my own little dazzle of uniqueness to it. And I'm going to say, instead of this, I'm going to say frazzle. That conversation had me in a frazzle. A little, like, instead of saying it the regular way they had you saying it, you would now just add your own word to it. And now, because you put your own, you be real with it. You use your own, like, see how I'm speaking right now. When you're in a conditioned setting, everyone's playing a role of how to speak. They don't detach from that role. They don't build further with it. They don't expand with that role. They stay within the lines of that role. And it's like maybe once in a while you hear someone like get maybe a little bit authentic laugh come out of them, but majority of it, ha ha ha, it's all pretend. They ain't really laughing. They're pretending to laugh. They're pretending to be alive. They're pretending to have a conversation. So when you use your own word language, your own wording, you create realness. You create being authentic and actually enjoying how you're being and how you're talking. And you put in your own. So that's really useful. You'd like to be able to put your own language in your biological computer instead of using the language that was used for you. So yeah, there's a key point. When you start receiving all these frequencies, all these energies, it's good to get away from the city. You want to come out somewhere like this. Just hearing this water will help generate better thought patterns. If, instead of hearing or beep 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 beep, like walkways and the crosswalk, hear all that things, TV, all that stuff. You don't want to be hearing that, because they have you generate thought patterns that you have been generating for the last 20 years. And so that, and then you'll kind of clash with them. You're like, why is this? This is the reason. Oh, right, I'm going to go in the forest. Okay, yes, okay. Trees, just simply even doing this. Send signals down to your whole biological computer, or bring you back to the reality that is. Because this is Gaia. This is Nova Gaia. She's conscious. This is an extension of her whole being. Right? The tree, the whole planet. And now little branches. Here's a branch from the planet. It's all interconnected. This will realign your perception. Continuously getting in touch with this. Whatever you can do to break free from the old hat ways of being. So this could be a way for you. Just make it an intention that I'm going to hug a tree. I'm going to hug an extension of Gaia 4 days a week to help my perception realign my perspective, to help my beliefs change. Because it's hard to get your beliefs to change. It really is. It can be difficult when you envision it like the actors who are doing these movies. These movies, they had them program us, these movies, because every way someone reacts in a movie is been programmed for them to react that way, to get your reaction to be the reaction they want you to receive when you see someone do something like that. When you see someone raise their eyebrow like this, when they say something, okay, now they want you to react like that when you're in the area with the other self, so now they all see you react like that, and it's just a spontaneous domino effect. Everybody now looking at each other with that judgmental eye. They're looking at this. So movies, and they have them believe that that's what they're doing when they make these movies. These actors, they get into the role, and they say, okay, and they do it like you would do it if you imagine how it would look like if you were to act out that reaction. So now when you see their thought pattern in the movies, you may not be aware that you're seeing their thought pattern, but your whole self is picking, your biological computer, your awareness, your consciousness is picking up the movements that they're making. And then you're now subliminally being programmed to react in a certain way when you see these reactions on screen. And then you'll go and you'll kind of replicate them unconsciously because you see someone do like that, and you didn't have authentic ways to react for your. So you didn't program. We didn't program ourselves to react authentically when we see people do things. We just took in these suggested ways to react through the TV, through the program, through radio, through whatever have you. And so now when we get up with these confrontations, we say things that were there for us to say. We didn't even think about saying it in a way we would have. You get what I'm saying, right? I just gotta stay with the train of thought. As soon as I stop, so I gotta stick with it. Right here, you don't want to be wearing things like this. You don't want to be wearing rubber shoes, because when you're taking in all this energy, you're taking in all this frequency. Your body, it can only take in so much at this given I'll say day. This given day, you can only take so much. You got to keep taking in more, keep getting yourself adjusted, be able to hold more perception, hold more frequencies, hold more vibration, hold more energy, hold more light. So these rubbers on the bottom of your shoe, your energy wants to kind of flow out of your shoe and be able to, you can ground it on the ground, with your feet. You can ground it. You'll be able to feel it around your feet. And when you got these rubbers on, it kind of like, it wants to expand out your feet, but it can't, because there's rubber, and rubbers, they work somehow with rubber. Rubber now is, it works the way it holds your energy in, and it wants to go out, so it comes back up here, and then it's going out your head. It maybe will cause extra thinking, extra making sense. You don't want to make sense. You want to just say, it's magic. I don't make sense out of it, right? When you start seeing your light body, you don't want to start making sense out of it. When you start seeing all this astonishing magical lights in your reality, your biological computer, your mind, your ego, however you want to refer to this, will start making sense out of it, and you're just like, it's magic. I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't want to make sense out of it. It's magic. It's easy. So I would suggest maybe getting wooden soles, something more like non-rubber, so then you can still walk around, and your energy will be able to flow out your shoes more, because you won't have these rubber, concrete, like welder. It's a limit. It's a border right here for your energy. So if you have wooden soles, it kind of moves out. It's helpful. It's some advice. Also, when you become really aware, and you become really aware, so your awareness is like you have infinite awareness, and you're aware you have infinite awareness. But with all that awareness, and with this biological computer that hasn't really made sense out of it, but you know you have infinite awareness. You feel the infinite awareness. You feel it. You feel it here, and you feel it everywhere. So in order to keep that infinite awareness perception, you hear your own breaths. Right there, I just heard both those breaths. That kind of overrided the biological computer's natural way it wanted to make sense. Instead, I just put breaths over that sense. Instead of making sense, it just heard the breaths. And then it got to climb the awareness. Because if it didn't hear the breaths, it would have had to climb the awareness through making sense out of the awareness. All the awareness I am feeling, the biological computer would say, okay, got to make sense out of all this extra awareness we're now in tune with. Okay, well, your breath does it all for you. Hear your breath, hear the awareness. When you hear the awareness, then maintain the awareness. You want to keep that at a nice, steady, happy medium. So a good way to do that, on your inhale, you hear your exhale. On your exhale, you hear that inhale. So when you exhale, you hear the inhale you did prior to that exhale, and when you inhale, you hear the exhale you did prior to that inhale. And you could also, when you gain more awareness, you can hear them as you breathe in, so you don't have to wait in periods. You go, okay, I hear the exhale. Okay, I heard the inhale. You get to the point where you go, hear the inhale, hear the exhale. It'll get faster. You'll be more fluent with it. You get more accustomed to it. But get back to the imagination. Anything you want, anything you wish to experience, anything that you would like to go emerge in and experience, have that joyful feeling of, it's simply imagining it. Imagining it. That's it. Right here. All I have to have anything in this hand right now, it's just an imagination away. They got us to where we only can. So the movies and the TV really got rid of our imagination. Don't need that stuff. Anything you need, infinite mind. The infinite mind will produce with your consciousness, from your heart's intention. Know thyself. Know how you do things. Know the reasons you do things for. That's good enough. That's good enough. Be Christ-like. And then do things. Christ was the template to be Christ-like, to be respectful, honoring, caring, thoughtful, helpful, unconditional love, grateful. You know, all these obvious things. It's all obvious. It's all common sense. Common sense. So when you're making imagination, okay, for me, I've been practicing imagining peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter and strawberry jelly. And it comes from up here, these frontal lobes. These frontal lobes will start pushing outwards. The energy, you feel your brain, and then you'll feel your brain's energy start to get bigger than what's in your head. You feel it around your head, and when you feel it around your head, that's when you start putting imaginations in that field that you feel around your head, and then you continue to see it more accurately to how you're imagining it, and then you'll see it. And as you see it more, you'll see it more detail. You got to keep practicing. Don't get discouraged. For example, right when you seen Neo bending the spoon, you see yourself bend the spoon. You see the spoon, and then you imagine, you know what the spoon, okay? If you go like this, and you bend the spoon yourself, you see what that looks like. You see how it bent. See how it bent. So now, you see that same motion of bending without bending it. You just see it bend without you going like that. So if you can see yourself going like that, you do it yourself. You can do it, and physically do it. And then remember how that looked like, bending. And then you just bring it back into your memories. These are just memories. Imagination's memory. Bring your memories out. And you say, hey, you know what a giraffe looks like? I say, oh, yeah, I know what a giraffe looks like. It's got a long neck. It's got 4 legs. It's got yellow and black spots. It's a giraffe. They say, yeah, okay, well, imagine it. So, oh, it's easy, right? Imagination. There's a giraffe. Yeah, I see it. Yep, he's grabbing leaves. Yep. And here comes a rhinoceros coming up, running up. Right? I see him greet the giraffe. The giraffe greets the rhinoceros, and they go on their merry way. It's that easy. It's that easy. It's that easy. You see it. See a universe in your hand. You've seen pictures of universes, right? Even though those pictures of universes, that's only from a lens of a human's conditioned mind, through a pea-sized hole. Say, if this is your awareness, if you're the universe, your infinite consciousness, here's your infinite awareness. And here's a little itsy-wincy, bitsy dot. And here's all your infinite awareness, and it's ever expanding in all directions. And here's an itsy-fincy dot, and this is the point of awareness, the focus lens that humans have had up until the past, 20 years, and people started looking out their lens more broadly, openly, freely. So within your infinite awareness, we'll put that one on the back burner. That it'll come back. It'll come back. Guys, alright, moving onward. This could be a good first video. Enough information. There's plenty more. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Questions, leave questions. I love answering questions. I have much advice to share. Leave questions, and more to come. Thank you for watching. Peace.